Revit's not going to size your circuit breakers for you. It won't size our panel boards, and it's not going to do fault current, but it will handle all of our load calculations. And if you're not using that feature in Revit, you're missing the most powerful part of the program for electrical engineers. Here's where to start. So if there's a single skill that's best for new electrical engineers to learn when using Revit, it's going to be panel schedules, because panel schedules are how we're actually doing all of our circuiting and our load calculations that will then use that information to size all of our circuits and our single line diagram and everything like that. And so when I say panel schedules, what that really is, what you think about in practice maybe is like a document like this. So a panel schedule in the field would look like just a piece of paper, right? And it would be a piece of paper that's tucked into the panel board so that you can open up that panel door, and then you can see, okay, on circuit 1, we've got a pole recloser, and that just tells the person standing in front of the panel, okay, circuit 1 is this pole recloser, and you can get an idea of what the loads actually are. But when I'm talking about panel schedules inside of Revit, it's not so simple, right? It's not just saying, okay, here's the load that's on that circuit. We're actually using all of the data to perform our electrical calculations, size the circuit breakers, size the loads, and everything like that. So I'm going to show you how we actually do that in Revit. The first thing that we're looking at here is the power plan. I already have most of this circuited up, but what we're doing inside of Revit is for every single device, it's not just a diagram, it contains data. So if I click this receptacle here, I'm going to have some properties, or what we call parameters in Revit, right? Specifically, what we're looking at now is the electrical data parameters. So I can tell this receptacle is 120 volts, 1 pole, 153 VA. And if I want to change that, I can go up to the edit type. This is going to be for a refrigerator. So if I get a new type of refrigerator from the architect that maybe pulls like, 675 VA, I can input that here. I can change the voltage if I need to. I can change the load classification, which is pulling from our electrical code demand factors. I'll get into that in a second. But what we're doing in Revit is essentially assigning all of the values, and then we can start to use these in our calculations. So once we've set the actual voltage and the VA or wattage for our device, I can then go click on this. I can use Revit's internal power systems. I can hit power. I can select which panel I want to assign this to. It will only give options that, this is a 120 volt load, so it's going to only give me 120 volt panels that have capacity on it. I'll click panel L, and then you can see here we've got some additional properties that are just associated to that electrical circuit. And we'll look at these again in a second, but what I want to do is now if I go up to our actual panel L, I can go up and hit edit or create panel schedule, and then we're going to see this window here. And so this is the actual skill that I'm talking about developing, is how to create this panel schedule by going around in your plans and filling out the different electrical information and bringing it into your panel schedule. Because Revit does a lot of the work for us, but it's also essential to know what it does and doesn't do. So let's break that down, right? When I go into my power plan and figure out the refrigerator, it's my responsibility as the electrical engineer to bring the correct values into Revit and assign them, right? So once I've done that and I connect it using Revit back into the panel schedule, you'll see it will bring that here. So if I go back and I click on this, and then I click back into electrical circuits, it's going to tell me, hey, this is on panel L and it's on circuit number 11 and the load name is receptacle. So if I go back to the panel schedule, automatically you can see that on circuit 11, it just says receptacle 675 VA. That is that refrigerator I just put. So if I want to change the name to make a little bit more sense, I can put refrigerator here. That's fine. If I want to change the circuit breaker size, this is something that is up to the electrical engineer to do. Revit is not automatically sizing your circuit breakers. That's my responsibility to input the data here into Revit. But once you've gone through that process for all of the different loads in your building, what Revit is very helpful at doing is adding all of these together and applying the correct demand factors for code. Right? So if you look at the National Electrical Code, right, there's sections of it that define demand factors for what we're actually using. And so, for example, a convenience receptacle would have a specific demand factor that where like the first 10,000 VA is going to be counted at 100%, and everything in addition to that would be counted at 50%. So you can build those demand factors. Actually, Revit comes with a lot of those in the box, but you can assign those to your families, right? So that's what we did here when I clicked on this receptacle, edit type, you can assign your load classification. If you click into it, you can see a little bit more how those demand factors are functioning. There's the logic that I was just talking about for the 10,000 VA. But now what Revit does is it takes, all of the load from all of the circuits on this panel, and then it assigns the correct load classifications, it applies those factors, and then it gives you this total, right? So now I can see, okay, I've got 44 amps on this 208 volt three-phase panel, and then I can start to make my design decisions as an electrical engineer, right? So here is where this becomes a manual process again, right? Revit is not sizing our panel boards or our AIC ratings or anything like that. That's going to be up to me. So after I've done all my circuiting, I can say, okay, well, for a 44 amp panel, maybe I want to have a 100 amp bust panel with a 100 amp main circuit breaker. I'll need to do some fault current calculations outside of Revit in order to get my AIC. And then you've got some other parameters here that you can fill out. So a nice thing about Revit is that you can also circuit up all of your electrical equipment, right? So for example, this panel, if I go to electrical circuits, it's being connected to this transformer. This transformer is then being connected to panel H. If I go into the panel schedule for panel H, then you can see we've got a circuit here for transformers. Let me zoom in on that. We've got a circuit here for transformer, and then all of that load from panel L is actually pushing into panel H, and then we can use that information again to size all of our equipment. So really the key thing to understand is first what a panel schedule is, how we're using that information to size all of our equipment, and then how you can go through Revit and input data into all of these different fields and families to get your panel schedule to output the correct values. If you found this helpful and want to go even deeper, that's exactly what we do in our 3-week bootcamp. We'll give you a Revit license and walk you through how to design the electrical systems for a coffee shop the exact same way that it's done in the industry. When you graduate, you'll have an Autodesk cert, a real portfolio that helps you stand out in the job market, and the confidence to actually do this on the job. Links in the description to apply.